All right, it is time now for Better Money. Now, the older we get, the more we tend to worry about retirement. And are we going to have enough money to last our whole life? And can we enjoy a retirement? So I'm joined now by Joel Johnson. He's a certified financial planner and managing partner at Johnson Brunetti. Welcome back as we're out here on the patio, socially distanced, but good to have a real life person here with us. So thank you, Joel.
It's so good to be back live.
Yeah. And, answering people a lot of financial fear right now. People have had drastic changes sometimes during the pandemic. So we're going to talk about some of the things just to figure out if you're going to have enough income. And you tell us there are 4 essential questions. Number 1, how much do you spend right now?
Yeah, a lot of people go through this whole ritual of, well, I need to create a budget for retirement. I better figure out every penny that I have. It's good to have an overview of where you're spending your money. But the easiest thing to do is just say, well, how much is coming into the home while I'm working? What's my take-home pay? And do I have anything left over at the end of the month, or am I going in the hole? And if you're pretty even, if you're pretty close to having just enough to pay your bills, not extra money left over, but you're not going backwards, then that's a pretty good indication of what you need to start with when you begin to develop a retirement income plan. What are you spending today? And then you can work off that as a baseline.
Okay. Now, if you put your kids through college and all these expenses I think that we have right now, do you sometimes spend less in retirement?
A lot of people spend less. However, like my mom and dad, they spent more for the first 10 years or so of their retirement because they were doing all kinds of things they had waited to do, the travel and so on. So it really depends on the person. Some people do spend less.
And the next, how long are you going to live? Well, that's sort of a crystal ball question.
Right. This is changing all the time, right? People are living so much longer than they used to. We used to say when somebody died at 65, oh, they lived a good life. Now, if you hear somebody died at 65, they say, oh, they died so young. And so we're living longer, which means your money needs to last longer, which means you might have more health care issues because you're alive. You didn't pass away from maybe those same things that you died from before.
Okay. And next, will your taxes be higher in retirement? For a lot of people, that might be no. Especially if you have a job that you're earning decent money, you might be paying higher taxes when you're working, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are going to pay higher taxes than we're working, but it's important we don't make the assumption our taxes are going to go down, because for some people taxes actually go up, especially once they reach the age where they're forced to take money out of their retirement plans. Sometimes people don't need that money, but they're being forced to take that money out, and that can create a high tax bracket when you're 72.
That's with those minimum distribution requirements, things like that. You can't leave it in there forever.
Correct.
We have another segment on that. But for now, will family issues affect your spending? What do you mean by that?
Well, sometimes parents are helping out grandkids, right? Grandparents are helping out grandkids, and we see that in a lot of families. They might have a couple kids that are successful and a couple kids that aren't. And so that could be something that you want to budget for. You want to make sure that you can do those things you want to do by maybe setting some money aside, or just making sure you have a little extra income when you need it.
Yeah, and you actually, as people come and how are they feeling in general right now after surviving the pandemic? Would you find that people are more fearful, especially about retirement? Or they're just thinking, I'm never going to retire?
Yeah, I think there's 2 groups of people. Some are more fearful. Some are thinking, boy, now I'm going to have to work a lot longer and I'm feeling more uncertainty about my job. But some are really examining whether they want to work. They might be saying, hey, I saved enough and I could actually retire. And you know what? The world isn't all about work anymore.
Okay.
And so you've got 2 groups of people, and it's very interesting to see the dynamic that's being created.
And you've seen lots of people also turn their hobbies and their loves into businesses.
Yes.
Some pandemic businesses that are quite successful.
That's right. I mean, we've seen a lot of people that just quit their job, say, I don't need this anymore. I can afford to go and do something else, whether it's creating cabinets, building things. It might be working at the Home Depot because they're handy. Yeah.
Well, you have an offer that's going to help people maybe make those answers a little easier to find. If you're wondering, what do I do next, or what am I going to do 10 years from now? It's called Will You Have Enough Income in Retirement? This is a free offer. All you have to do is go to bettermoneytv.com, and you and your team will send it out. And you also love to answer people's questions.
Yeah, it's a great book. It really focuses in on what you need to figure out if you're going to have enough money in retirement, the questions that you need to ask. And then we love answering those email questions, Kara.
All right. So there you go. Just go to bettermoneytv.com, and Joel and his team will send that out to you. Thank you so much, Joel.
It's great to be here again, Kara.